Good morning. How is everybody? Been a while since I've done a stream on the radio. Been a long time. So I thought, why not do it? Have a quick listen to the radio. 40 meters. Then we'll have a listen on 20. See what activities brewing on there. Being the weekend, normally there's a contest on. Normally. It's been a while since I've done any form of activity on the radio, so we'll see. Give it a go, have a listen, give you two guys a listen to stations from around the world. We may try and get a couple of contacts if the signals are strong enough. We'll just take a quick listen, see what's there. Hopefully we can bring you something. Get this up. It's definitely been a while since I've done something done a stream on the radio, so we can only try. 40 meters. I'll turn the volume up. Let you have a listen. Just take a listen through the band through 40 meters. For you guys wondering, 40 meters. 7 megahertz. Operating frequencies between 7.0000 through to 7.200 here in the UK. I'm not expecting it to be much activity. I'm saying it's been quiet. I've heard it's been quiet on the bands lately, so it's definitely been a while. 40 meters is quite.
Tom, T-O-M, and I'm located in the southwestern part of Delta Lima,
Just Germany.
Westward from the city of Stuttgart. I'm located west from Stuttgart in southwestern Delta Lima. Taxi comes to you, Victor Kilo 2, Uniform Delta Bravo. We'll give you a report next.
Victor Kilo is Australia. That's who he's the guy he's talking to at the moment. For this band, I'm using a multi-band vertical antenna, so nothing fantastic. Obviously you can't hear the Victor Kilo station. Good morning, Gordon. Cheers for joining. You're taking part in that. Unfortunately, I'll be stuck at work. Which is a bit of a shame. No rest for the wicked, as they say. Good morning, Royal. Thanks for joining. Just having a quick look through the band, listen through the band for you guys.
Can you repeat your name? Can you repeat your
there's not really a great deal happening, to be honest. I thought there might have been a bit more. Check 80. 80's going to be really quiet here at the moment. Try 20 meters. At the minute. It's really quiet. 20 meters, I'm using a 2-element tri-bander. 10, 15 and 20 meters. 20 meters is absolutely flat. It's not a great deal. Really quiet on 20 meters. Yeah, we have to be careful of them seagulls anyway. Hey, you get to see some strange things out on the road, like. Yeah, you're right. The solar index is not great at all. What is it? It's SFI 77, sunspot 44. KP index of 5, so minor storm. It's minor storm. It is early in the morning here. Oh, yeah, early-ish. So 20 meters may open up a little bit later on this afternoon, but at the minute it is really quiet. I don't intend on working too hard, Gordon. Sit back, relax, and just, yeah, as you do. Yeah, definitely quiet. Be a waste of time checking out 15 and 20. They're 15 and 10. We'll check anyway. Those solid lines that you're seeing on 20 meters is actually internet interference. I've actually got the gaming console hardwired. Obviously the cable's not screened, and it does kick out some interference on some of the bands. 10 meters, that's just going to be an absolute waste of time looking at that one. Power supply noise and internet noise. Yeah, that's really quiet. So there we'll have it. At the moment, here in the UK, it is quiet on the bands.
Работе доктора, я ветеринарный врач там. И у меня еще со мной доктор Сережка работает. Он хорошо слышит, когда я ему говорю на.
If you're wondering, for you guys that are not licensed, the majority of radio operators, ham operators, are English speaking, so don't worry if you're just going to, if you're thinking of joining the hobby, going in for your license, study for your license. the majority, I'd say 99% of the operators are English speaking. Makes it easier for you guys to have a conversation. If you're multilingual, happy days, but you do tend to pick up a few phrases, a few sentences when you're operating the radio as well, so you can sort of make it a bit easier. But yeah, bands are extremely quiet this morning. So yeah, that minor solar storm is quite interesting to say the least. But there we go. Good morning to the Orkney Islands. Good morning, Jed. Mike 3 Uniform Bravo Bravo. Cheers for joining. Good to see you out there. It's just a case of switch the radio on, let people have a listen to see what the bands are like. It does seem to be quite quiet. It's a good question, Gordon. I'm not sure. I'll double check. I'll check quickly for you. I've got two or 3 years. I think it's about 3 years now. I've got 144 DXCCs in the bag at the moment, with the G6 with a full call sign.
Yesterday and the day before I had quite high queue in entry.
That's the majority of those have been in SSB at the moment, so I'll try. What I'll do, if you bear with us, I'll see if there is. I don't know if I can. No, it's not going to work. Come on.
Oh yes, that's for sure. I thought that L2SP, EA3AKP, and
they went and changed everything on
yesterday, in theory, according to the
QRZ, so I can't get them up.
It should be not really good today and also yesterday. But yesterday we had a very good opening to United States with very strong signals from United States and Canada on 20.
It's been a while since I've done anything on here and trying to remember where everything is. It's just not. I can't remember.
QSO, your dipole is doing a great job. I'm using the same equipment that you know here with the Optibeam Yagi. So thank you, Todd, 73 and DX. Have a great weekend and hope to catch you soon, my friend.
There we go. Right. I'm going to try this and see if it works. If not, as you can imagine, everything live. Not prepared for a great deal. What I'll do, I'll switch that over to there, put that on there. I think this will work. This is for the guys that are actually wondering. Not that one, that one. What countries I've worked. Switch that over to there. So there we'll have it. The logbook. If you look in the green, there's countries I've worked. Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Brazil. Obviously this is a large area to cover. Argentina, Chile, South Africa, United States, Canada, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia. I've actually worked a few Asiatic Russias as well. Japan, China, Thailand, Indonesia, Australia, and VK over here. It's not letting it highlight. So worked a fair few countries. Oman, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Algeria. Worked a fair few stations, fair few countries. It is quite interesting, to say the least. So yeah, various countries to be worked. I've not updated the DXCC, the awards at the moment, so that will be incorrect there at the moment, Gordon. If you're looking at that, but yeah, there's quite a few countries you can work. All part of the fun, all part of the entertainment when you're working the stations around the world, talking to different people, find out what people are, what working equipment people are using. We'll turn this one down a little bit. Yeah, radio is radio. It has its good days and it has its bad days. There is a lot of entertainment factor behind it. It's not just a case of sitting in the house operating the radio. You can go out portable, take a radio out in the field, as it were. Done that plenty of times over the years that I've been licensed. Worked a few stations off battery power. It's great fun. Yeah, we'll we'll see how this solar cycle goes, Gordon. Hopefully it's a little bit better than it has been, but you get people coming into the hobby at a bad time and think, oh great, this is brilliant, this is what the bands are going to be like. I've worked a few stations under poor, really poor conditions. Solar cycle, it's been really bad. I think it was it 2024, and that was I thought it was great personally. However, people previously, all the older hams said, oh no, this was a bad one. Going back to, I think it was the late 90s, just starting to get into CB. Listen to the States coming in on 11 meters. That was brilliant. I wasn't licensed. I was only a bairn at the time, or a child. You sort of get a feeling for the hobby, and you know whether you want to do it or not. Yeah, that's the thing. Location is key. It really is key. Yeah, Gordon. Where where I'm located, it's not the best location. Being obviously in the middle of a housing estate. However, the way I'm looking at it, the way I've always looked at it is, it's the challenge behind it. It's a challenge behind getting all the contacts. We work with what we can and where we're located. That's a great location. I wouldn't mind being where there's a guy I know, and he's right on the coastline, right on the coast. Good friends with him. He does quite well, but the problem he has with the aerials that he's using, it always gets battered by the salt water, the salt air being on the coastline. So he says every month or so, every two or 3 months, he sort of changes things around, making sure everything's in working order, as it were. Nuts and bolts corrode really fast, but that's salt air. Exactly. And that's it, Jed. The sea air, it's no good for aerials, no good. However, it's a brilliant location, but really bad for the aerials, for the fixings of the aerials. What's that? QRP is my interest proper antenna setup and patience. Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to have patience with this. Patience is also key for it. Gets the it keeps it entertaining in the hobby. It's great having the power behind you as and when required. But it makes each contact the challenge. I've worked a few stations, QRP. Now on the 7300, on 0% on the 7300, it peaks at about 1.5 2 watts PEP. So I thought, I'll give it a go. I have managed to work a few stations, QRP, on the 7300, and the reports that you get, you sometimes don't believe the report, but at the same time you do genuinely understand what reports are that you're getting. If you listen to the station when they're chatting away, giving reports out, if you listen to the station that are putting the calls out, giving the reports, and every station the report is 5-9, and you know you're not really going to get a genuine 5 and 9 report. However, if you listen to the station and they're giving various reports, you know you're going to get some form of genuine report back on what your signal is. I've actually found there is a few stations that over the course of operating where people are on. You don't really need to listen for the call sign. You know who it is by the voice, and they do genuinely give you the actual report that they get off the radio. You'll hear me say to somebody 5-9 plus or 10 over. It might not look that on the VFO unit. It might be S5 on the meter. However, 9 times out of 10, I'm not looking at the meter. I'm using my ears, so I'm giving them the audible report, and they're getting getting what I believe the report is. If there's next to no background noise or QSB in the signal, it's a solid 5-9. If it's quite low, then I'll start dropping it down a bit. But you sort of get the idea. Over time, you tend to come off stop looking at the front of the radio and just using your ears and giving the report of what you hear. I think a lot of people are sometimes, I'm not saying this all the time, but sometimes they're misguided when they get reports of 20, 30 over, or when they're given reports of a higher report of what the station actually is. Sort of, I'm not saying everybody, but there is stations out there that use the preamps on the radio, which gives you a false meter reading to give out a signal report, but they're going off the front of the radio and the preamps on. Preamp, what's a preamp? All it does just increases the noise floor. I'll put it on the 20 meters, turn the RF gain back up. So if you look, background noise is sitting at what? I'll come off there. At about S2, S3. It's not even that, S1 on the. I've got two or three dots on the front of the radio, so it's just bouncing the needle on the radio. So I'll put the preamp on, preamp 1 and preamp 2, then I'll knock it off. All that's done is just increase the noise floor on the radio. It doesn't really bring in a signal any better than what it was coming in anyway. It's just increased the noise floor. Preamp 2, again, just increase the noise floor on the radio. What you're seeing on the waterfall there is exactly what I'm seeing on the front of the radio. It's just a lighter shade of blue. It's just more noise at the end of the day. It hasn't increased a signal any. All it is just increasing the noise on the front of the radio, and increasing the S meter reading. Now, at the minute it's dancing at about S5, S6 of noise, because that's all it is, just noise. Turn the preamp off and it's gone back down to S1. So preamps, it doesn't really make any sort of difference other than picks up the noise floor. I find this, I go to a station, there's a station there, I'll turn the volume up a little bit. So, preamp hasn't increased his audio any. There is a station in there, but it hasn't increased the audio, hasn't increased the vocal side of it. So to me, the preamps do nothing more than increase the noise in the receiver. So some people are sort of misguided with the preamps. Oh great, a preamp, it does this, it does that, it brings in the signals. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It just increases the noise floor. If you want better signals, use a better antenna, which a lot of people say that's what you should be doing anyway. Where is it? Yeah. To be honest, Gordon, sorry for getting sidetracked there. Stations that some stations I've worked, to be honest, you can push out, say for example 100 watts. The next time you work them, you can drop it down to 50 watt because you've worked the station before, you know you can get them. And then you can work the station multiple times, but at the same time you can reduce your power. And what you find is you can sort of work to the point where you know you're going to work that station at a reduced power setting on your transceiver. It is great. It is entertaining. It's quite fun. But you've got to have a decent aerial. Zero noise. You're right. To be honest, with the noise floor, the RF gain on the radio, that is centered. That's set at 12 o'clock. I do back it off a bit so it doesn't look too bad on the waterfall. It looks a little bit better for you guys. So it's standard S meter reading. It's at 12 o'clock is about S1, which is brilliant noise floor. That's a brilliant noise floor, but I do like to back it down a bit. So I'm backing off the noise. If you can, I'll turn the volume up. If you listen, you can hear the noise decrease when I turn the RF gain back. So all I'm listening for is signal rather than noise. So there is a little bit of difference when you back the RF off a bit. What's the rest of that? Zero noise and works great for me. The RF gain at 12, yeah. Guess I'm very lucky with my location. Never. Yeah, that's if you can get away with what you've got, it's great. Plus, like you say, with your location being in the open, you've got to be careful with what you use and how you've got to guide. If for example you were using a tower with a beam on it. It does make it quite entertaining. Whenever you've got high winds in the open, you're constantly at the window, or with a CCTV on the antenna. The 7300 is I've heard people try to knock the 7300, try to say it's a poor receiver. If it was that much of a poor receiver, poor transceiver, sorry. Yeah, people were saying that the receive side of the 7300 was quite poor. If it was that poor, why is there so many people got this transceiver? You know, it sort of, people try to slate equipment. You've got your Yaesu guys, you've got your ICOM guys, and you've got your Kenwood guys. Though you've got those are the ones that sort of try and put other transceivers down, primarily because they've never tried them. I don't know. They may have looked at them and gone, "Oh no, it's a bad radio, bad design." At the end of the day, if it does what it does, and for the price that you pay for it, to be honest, I think it's a brilliant entry-level radio for what it is, and what you can actually do with it. Remote operation, yeah, you can remote operate a lot of transceivers now, but for ease of remote operation, I think it's great. There are other radios out there that you can set up remote operation a lot easier than this. However, I think it's a brilliant radio. Yeah, that's exactly it. Their analysis of the radio, it is very high. Sherwood's analysis, it is a great radio. It's up there. It's up there with some of the big rigs, as it were. You just gotta. All I can say is, from experience with the 7300, and that's what it is. It's experience with it. You've got to get the radio in front of you and experience the menus, how it feels, how it looks. You've got to have it in front of you. You can't just hear somebody mention a radio and go, "Oh no, that's a bad radio." You've never used it. You've never messed about with it. You've never operated that radio, so you can't dismiss that radio because you don't know what it is and how it performs. For example, the 756 Pro. Personally, I think it's a brilliant radio. It's a big radio. It's got a great receive on it. However, I think it's, to be honest, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It's a great radio. Why do I say that, and why can I say that? Because I've operated on the 756 Pro. Local radio clubs have various radios. Gives you an insight into what the radios are like. There's a lot of people dismiss radios quite quick, dismiss equipment quite quick. They've never tried it, they've never used it, and they knock the equipment. But that's radio. That's what it is. Somebody's had a bad experience with it. The screen's gone off. It's a poor radio. It's not. At the end of the day, technology has come on a long way with radio. It's come on a hell of a way. From valve transceivers, from valve transceivers to surface mount components, SDR radios, it's come on one hell of a way in the life of radio, as it were. But people, do I think people need to come to terms with how technology's come on with radio? Yeah, people do sort of need to embrace it. You can't force people to embrace radio improvements over the years. Some people are sort of stuck in the ways. I might be wrong, but it's the way it is with radio. People are stuck in the ways. Anyway, so 20 meters at the moment is quite quiet. Yeah, you're right, Gordon. You have, I have. It's been a good one. Always been a good one. Cheers for jumping in and giving us something to bounce back to. You know, it's what it is. I do try and bring streams with the radio from time to time. However, as you probably noticed, I do now stream other things just to try and mix things up a little bit. I think that's what it is. Doing one thing all the time, you've got to mix everything up. Take it easy, look after yourself, Gordon, and we'll catch up with you further down the log there. Right, I'm going to disappear myself, get prepared for work, and hopefully you guys enjoy the bands this afternoon. Hopefully they do improve and you get plenty of contacts out there. So on that, look after yourselves, take it easy, and try not to upset me with all the contacts that you get, and I'm not. Take it easy, guys, look after yourselves. I'm out. 7-3 from the small station out of the northeast UK. It's Golf 6 Mike November Delta, off and clear.